Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So first, I just wanted to say, this is a prom tutorial. I look not prom related. I literally have a t-shirt on, my hair is up. This is more like a natural prom look. I took to Twitter and asked you guys if you guys wanted to see natural or glam, and it was kind of like a mixture of both, so I thought I would end up doing both of them anyway, so I did the natural one first. I know that this may not be natural to some of you guys, but the next one that I'm going to film is going to be super, super glam, so I wanted to keep this one a little bit on the smoky side, but not too natural that you're like, okay, are you even wearing makeup? So, I know that I'm not prom appropriate, but I promise that in my glam one, I will be so prom appropriate, like you have no idea. I just did not have time. It's literally midnight right now, and I just got done filming this video. I'm literally exhausted. I've had so much to do over the past couple days since I got back from IMATS. But I know that you guys have been wanting some prom looks because some of you guys have already went to prom, or prom is going to be coming up very soon. So I thought that I would do a tutorial for all of you guys who maybe aren't getting your makeup done and you guys wanted to maybe see a tutorial on how to achieve a prom inspired look. So this one is a little bit more on the glowy side. You guys can keep this super matte, you guys can keep this super dewy. It all kind of depends. I wanted to go for a super dewy fresh look because a lot of you guys going to prom are super young, so I thought we would keep this a little bit dewy, a little bit light. The foundation is a little bit full coverage because it is prom, but I did want to keep it a little bit light. The lashes are not huge in this video, which I'm surprised about. So if you guys want to see how to achieve this prom inspired look, then just keep watching. Hey guys, so we're jumping right back into this tutorial, and we are using Orange Soda by Anastasia Beverly Hills and a Sigma E40 brush. I think that this is a perfect blending brush because it gets right into my crease, and I'm going to be applying it back and forth in windshield wiper motions from inner corner to outer corner. Since this is going to be a little bit more on the smoky side, I wanted to make sure that we had a transition shade down, so when we go to blend out the other shadows later, it's effortless and flawless. And then I'm taking Frappe from MakeupGeek and a Sigma E25, which is a nice precision crease brush, and I'm going to be putting this in the outer corner first and then just blending it through. I am taking two shades that are similar just because this will help with the blend later on. I feel like I kind of just like to go in gradients, so I get darker, a little bit darker, and a little bit darker. I've said that in many tutorials before, but just to let you guys know, it does help with the blending process later on. Trust me, it makes everything super easy. And it just looks flawless. So now we're taking Beauty Mark by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and we're using that same Sigma E40 and really packing this color in the outer corner. I wanted to keep the inner corner super light because that's where we're going to apply our lid shade, and I didn't want it to be too smoky because I really wanted this to give us that bright-eyed look, since this was supposed to be more of a natural prom-inspired look, and I will be doing a more glam one soon, so keep an eye out for that. But I just kind of take the E40 and the E25 and kind of go back and forth and build up the color until I like it. And now we're taking Fudge by Anastasia Beverly Hills and using that same Sigma E40, or no, Sigma E25, and we're just packing that in the outer corner. So I'm just kind of gradually getting darker in the steps, and as you see, it kind of just looks effortless. You can't really see where one color starts and one color stops. That is the look that you're going for. You don't want to be able to see four distinct colors in your eyes. That's just like not going to work out. So I just like to add a little bit more color so we are saturated, because blending really does cut down some shadows. Now I'm taking Anastasia Beverly Hills shadow in, I think this is, I'm actually not sure, but I will find out for you. It's Peach Sorbet, which I thought was perfect for spring, and I'm taking an Anastasia number 12 brush and just applying this in the inner corner. I don't want it to be too metallic, I just want it to be a little bit more shimmery. And then we're taking Anastasia Beverly Hills shadow in Noir and a Sigma pencil brush, and I'm just focusing this on the outer corner. I really wanted to give a little bit more of that depth in that outer corner just to kind of smoke it up a little bit. I mean, this is prom. You guys can go a little bit dramatic. You guys can go natural. This is kind of like a nice natural glam prom look. And I'm just taking that Sigma E25 and blending that out. Now we're taking Velour lashes in the style Strike a Pose. And I'm just applying them with my tweezers in the outer corner first. And then in the inner corner, just to make sure they are all set. And then I will go ahead and take my fingers and pinch my lashes with the false lashes. I just think that that really makes them look natural, and you can't see that you're wearing false lashes. Okay guys, and now onto skin, and we're taking Makeup Forever Step 1 Equalizer and Smoothing, and we're applying this where I am very porous, which is in the center of my face, my forehead. This is really just going to smooth out my skin, especially for prom. You want your skin to be super smooth and flawless, so I'm just really making sure to smooth out my skin with this primer, which is my favorite. And then I'm going in with my favorite foundation, which is Makeup Forever Ultra HD, and I'm mixing it with this Luminous priming thing from NYX, and I really like it. I wanted more of a dewy skin look today because I know a lot of you guys going to prom are a lot younger, so I feel like a dewy, fresh look would be really good for you guys, especially because this is a full coverage foundation, but it's a beautiful foundation for photography, so I think that that is something you guys should definitely check out. And I'm taking a Sigma F80 Flat Top Kabuki and just buffing this foundation in. I really wanted it to stay more on the full coverage side, so that's why I used a brush today instead of using a beauty blender, and I just kind of go over it in circular motions, and I dab and then I blend in circular motions just to really make sure I'm getting this foundation into my skin. I want my pores to absorb it because I don't want it to sit on top of my skin, because that is when it's going to get cakey when you apply powders later on, so I like to make sure I take my time with my foundation application just because I want to make sure it blends flawlessly. And I really like some full coverage because I do have a lot of redness and red spots and stuff like that, so I don't want any of those peeking through, but that is my own preference. You guys kind of take whatever you want from this, and whatever suits you, do whatever suits you. Okay, so now we're taking the Urban Decay Naked Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer, and I am in the shade Light Neutral, and I'm applying this generously underneath my eye. I want to be super highlighted. I mean, I love the super highlighted and contoured look. It's just, the contrast is beautiful. I mean, you don't want to look like a drag queen, but I feel like let's just add some concealer. Got to cover these dark bags under my eyes, and I wanted to highlight my skin. And then we'll be taking a damp beauty blender, and I like to wring this under the water and squeeze out all of the excess water, but I want it to be really damp so it absorbs some of the product and it helps mesh everything together in my skin. And then I'm just going to be dabbing this all around and doing it underneath my eye, which, as you guys see, I really like to just push the product in. You guys can't tell on camera, but I am very harsh with it on myself. I like to really push the beauty blender against my skin to make sure that it's blending everything out flawlessly and absorbing everything that it needs to, just so it leaves an effortless, smooth appearance on the skin, because that's the worst thing in flash photography or in photography in general. You really want to make sure, because that will pick up on anything, on any cakiness. So you really want to make sure that you take your time, especially if you know you're going to be photographed or videoed. You want to make sure that you're taking your time with it. You feel me? You feel me. And then we're going to be taking the Mercier translucent powder, which has been an instant favorite of mine, and we're going to be setting our under eyes. I always like to set my under eyes first because that is where it's going to crease. If you don't, you want to make sure that you look up, so then the lines underneath your eye can be stretched and you can set it, and then you will not have any creases or anything. I didn't want to try the Secret Brightening Powder just yet, just in case the flash photography is terrible. I don't want to tell you guys something's good if it's not. So then we're just going to be setting the rest of our face that we applied the highlight, and then we'll take a big e.l.f. complexion brush and we'll just set the rest of our face before we go in with powders to contour. I was going to cream contour and highlight today, but I think I'm going to save that for the glam tutorial. If some of you like to be a little bit more on the glam side, stay tuned for that, because we're going to get all up in here crazy. And now we're taking the NYX Powder Contour Kit and a Smith 112 brush to contour. I like this brush because it is a little bit smaller. So as you guys see, it's a little bit domed and tapered, so when I go to apply the contour, it applies it exactly where I want it. It just applies it a little bit on the heavier side, so I will go out and blend that out later. But for the initial applying of the contour, the Smith 112 brush I really like. Plus, these brushes are super soft, and they do apply the product nicely, and they don't absorb too much of it, which I think is great, because I know that some natural hair brushes really do absorb some of the product, and you're like, where is my product? But no, this really does apply it evenly everywhere. I did go a little ham with my contour today, but as you guys see, we will be cleaning that up in 1 second. I will be taking the Mercier translucent powder and the Sigma F77 brush, which I love for baking underneath my contour. I just think that it's absolutely stunning. Morphe has one. I feel like everybody has one. MakeupGeek has one. But I saw Jacqueline doing this using this same style brush, and I was like, I'm going to need it in my life because it makes my life easier. And then I'm taking MAC's blush in Mocha, and I'm taking a dual fiber brush, and I'm going to be blending this all over my cheeks. I went a little bit ham with the blush today because I feel like it's prom. You want to look a little bit rosy and you want to look a little bit healthy and natural because you guys are like 12 years old. So I want to make sure that you guys aren't looking too like plastic. Unless that's the look you're going for, then hey, more power to ya. And now we're taking the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Luminous Light and a Morphe M501. And I'm just applying this on the high points of my cheek. I instantly fell in love with this when I got it. I swatched it and it's amazing. It's not a glittery highlight. It's just a nice, natural, luminous highlight, which I think is so hard to find nowadays because a lot of companies associate luminous with glitter. So you have all this chunky ass glitter everywhere. No. Hey guys, so I just wanted to let you know my video cut off, but all I did was apply the Anastasia liquid lipstick in Naked. So sorry about that, but I hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you guys soon.